Your Excellency, Acting Governor General Errol Charles and Mrs. Charles, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Vanessa Hilaire, Senior Minister Stevenson King, Minister of Agriculture Dr. Alfred Prosper, Minister of Housing Richard Fredericks, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Mr. Claudius Francis, Ms. Emma Hippolyte, Minister for Commerce, Excellency Mr. Peter Chen and Mrs. Chen, the OAS Ambassador to St. Lucia, Permanent Secretaries, Senator Alvina Reynolds, Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Alan Michael Chasney, exhibitors, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's an achievement that we are now in the 15th year of the St. Lucia-Taiwan Partnership Tradeshow, and every year this jointly sponsored event has been growing from strength to strength. Let me thank the governments of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and the Ministry of Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives, and Consumer Affairs for their sponsorship of this event for the last decade and a half. That you have been able to stage it for the second time after the COVID-19 pandemic is testament to your commitment to the development of a strong and productive trade partnership between the government and people of St. Lucia and the government and people of Taiwan and the business communities of our countries. And I want on behalf of the government to thank the government and people of Taiwan for the development support that they so willingly give to the people of St. Lucia. I want also to congratulate the 46 companies and the 24 Taiwanese companies who are participating in this year's exhibition. It is significant that you have been able to do so for the second time since the COVID-19 pandemic, and despite its negative impact on business and trade throughout the world, and despite an international economic environment made even more difficult and challenging, to say the least, by the Russia-Ukraine war, that you have continued to be in business and you have continued to protect your businesses. I see a new spirit for business development in St. Lucia. I see excitement, I see drive. I see business people willing to make use of the incentives provided by the government. And I want to congratulate all the small and medium-sized businesses in St. Lucia. I think they deserve a round of applause for the perseverance and the commitment. What is noteworthy and meriting acclaim is that 18 of the companies have harnessed the technology made fashionable by COVID-19 and are once more again participating virtually. I urge all of you, particularly the St. Lucian companies, to continue to exploit the advantages which modern technology provides for businesses today. It is a technology that is changing rapidly, but it should be clear that without this technology, you will not be able to successfully compete in the fast-paced business environment. What is also impressive is the wide range of sectors that present themselves today: food and beverage, ICT services, energy efficiency services, health and beauty, automobile parts and accessories, creative arts, businesses and consumer services, among others. The drive and commitment that you are displaying by your presence here today is encouragement to our government to put in place and to pursue measures that will assist our small businesses and enterprises to develop as we continue to stabilize and nurture the economy in the face of the turbulent international economic environment for which we have little or no control. Just last month, the Parliament passed the Security Interest in Movable Property Bill, which allows businesses to use movable assets such as vehicles and equipment, accounts receivable, crops and livestock, and intellectual property rights to secure loans to help them expand their businesses. As I said in that debate, this is revolutionary legislation, as it will give additional access to credit for all sectors, but should be of particular benefit to micro and small businesses who do not possess the traditional or classic real property. During this fiscal year, the government will continue to enact measures to improve the enabling environment and strengthen the ease of doing business to support the private sector. We intend to pass the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Bill, which will enable debt holders to restructure their debts as a going concern instead of having to contend with receivership and insolvency. We are also working to enact the Credit Reporting Bill, working with all stakeholders to empower the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to be the credit bureau regulator in the OECS sub-region. Starting in this fiscal year and continuing for the next 4 to 5 years, the government has committed to providing grants and soft loans funding for micro and small, medium-sized businesses through various funding programs administered through the St. Lucia Development Bank and the Department of Commerce. Similar support will soon be available for the youth economy, business enterprises, for the SLDB and the Youth Economy Agency. If our economy is to grow, if our people are to prosper, then the economic growth must be rooted in a vibrant local business sector. While we welcome and encourage foreign investment, and I must tell you, the prospects for foreign investment are immense. And you can see for yourself that foreign investment has returned to St. Lucia in the hotel industry. While we welcome foreign investment in our country, the foreign investor is not the cure for all our economic problems. This is our economy. This is our country. And we must resolve to be the masters of our economy so that we can push its advancement for the good of all the people. As I've said before, my aim and the aim of the government is to provide the framework that will allow our people to become creators of wealth in our own country. Our people must be prosperous, and the private sector and the small business sector in particular must be given the opportunity so that they can create wealth and they can remove their families from the poverty that some of them inherited. This is the purpose for expansion of the business environment in St. Lucia. I'm pleased to see among the firms participating in the exhibition are those involved in agro-processing. Our economy will not move ahead in the way that we want it to, neither will our people prosper if we cannot attain food security. If St. Lucia continues to maintain its huge food import bill of approximately $5 million annually, our economy will be losing scarce foreign exchange. And when the prices of these goods increase overseas, there is little or nothing we can do. And as I speak, the St. Lucia government subsidizes flour so that we can keep the price of bread at a certain level. We also have removed the 6.5% service charge on necessary goods so the prices can remain at a particular level. But when these prices increase, factors that we have absolutely no control of, then it's passed over to the consumer. And this is why we must ensure that we try to grow more of what we eat and eat more of what we grow so that we can put a lid on these rising prices for which we have absolutely no control. And these prices are increasing all over. Only this week, Monday, I read that in the United Kingdom, the great United Kingdom, millions of people, when they get their salaries, they do not have £3 extra. That is the world that we live in. This is the reality of the world that we live in, and this is the reality that we have to combat and deal with in St. Lucia. In June 2022, production levels in St. Lucia for vegetables surpassed the targeted level of 91.4 metric tons for fruits and vegetables, and that was an achievement. While this was very encouraging, the downside is that for the same period, St. Lucia still imported a large quantity of these products. The Caribbean or CARICOM has acknowledged this, and the goal is to reduce food imports by 25% by the year 2023, to cut the region's US $5 billion worth of food imports. The CARICOM region imports $5 billion US worth of food, and the goal is to reduce it by 25% by the year 2023. It has been said that for the CARICOM strategy to work, and that includes St. Lucia, all sectors must be involved. And so this is a call for the St. Lucia manufacturers and agro-processors in particular to come on board and join in this campaign, whose success is vital to our economy and the future of our society. Let me finally state my government's unwavering commitment to provide all the support that we can to small, micro, and business enterprises and to the business sector in general. Let me further state that in our pledge to put the people first, the private sector, large, medium, small, and micro, will also be put first together with the people. I want to wish the best to all the enterprises who are exhibiting here this morning. I want to thank the government of Taiwan for its continued partnership with the government of St. Lucia, and let me commend the staff of the Ministry of Commerce, the staff of Export St. Lucia, the Minister of Commerce in particular, for the work that they are doing to promote enterprise and improve and expand wealth in our country. I thank you.